Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Marf, and today we are taking a look at Ace Racer. This game literally launched just a couple of hours ago, at least here in North America, and I wanted to give you guys a quick look at what the game has to offer, what it looks like, what it feels like, and some of the different things you can expect from the game. Now, this game has been in soft launch for a couple of months actually. I never really got around to trying it out because it was too difficult to get in, but now that it's finally launched, well, here you go. Here's some of my gameplay and some initial impressions as well. Now, this is a NetEase game, so getting used to the UI can be difficult to say the least. And of course, there are 347 million different currencies you have to remember, which is very frustrating. So I still have yet to figure out how the in-game economy works. I still have to figure out how different upgrading systems work. So I'm not going to give my thoughts about that sort of thing and go into too much detail about that area of the game. But what I can do is say that the game so far feels pretty decent. I wouldn't say it feels as good as Asphalt 9. It definitely feels a bit more superficial than that game. I feel like the drifting mechanic could use a bit of a polish just because getting out of a drift can sometimes be kind of difficult. You can never really tell when your car is locked into a drift once you untap the button or reverse steer to get out of the drift. So that's a bit confusing. I'm sure over time maybe I'll get used to it a bit better. The tracks are also interesting. They are really different compared to a normal racing game. There's a lot of very high jumps and a lot of super sharp corners, which I like. However, some of the tracks are just super long straightaways with a 180-degree turn followed by another super long straightaway. So hopefully some of the variety gets better. I have not played on nearly a lot of tracks so far. I haven't unlocked them. So I have yet to experience a lot of the different tracks on offer in this game. Now, the car list is also really interesting. There are a lot of licensed cars. For example, you'll see throughout this video, I'm mostly playing with an Aston Martin DB11, but I also have a BMW M4, I believe, and I just unlocked a Mustang GT. And there are a ton of other licensed cars. I'm very happy to see that Audi is on the list. However, I don't know the specific models because when I go into the shop to view cars, it doesn't list all of the available cars, which is kind of frustrating. So I'm hoping that the Audi TT is in the game because if it is, I'm definitely playing and saving up for that car. But in addition to the licensed vehicles, there are also a ton of custom vehicles, like one's called the Excalibur. And I'm sure that they are based on something, but for the most part, they actually look like very unique designs. One of the cars that I got is called the Singularity, and it looks like something straight out of a Disney movie. It's really funny. I don't know exactly how I feel about that yet. I definitely prefer racing games with licensed vehicles. However, I do also play games that have completely custom cars like Redout or Speed Racer. However, I've never played a game that has both of those types of vehicles in the same game. So it's going to be interesting to see how the different cars interact with each other, or at least how they feel in terms of the driving mechanics, but also how the community reacts, because I'm assuming most people playing this game are going to play because of the licensed vehicles. There aren't too many racing games out now that are based off of made-up cars and are popular at the same time. I feel like the biggest appeal of modern racing games is the roster of cars. So it'll be interesting to see what exactly happens, whether or not they add more custom cars or if they just focus on adding licensed vehicles. So the other thing I wanted to quickly touch on is one of the gameplay mechanics, and that is the ultimate abilities. Now, I guess this is similar to Overwatch or pretty much any of the other hero-based games that are out on the market right now, where over time you build up charge for an ultimate ability, and each car in this game has a separate ability, and there are different classes of vehicles, and I'm still unsure of exactly what the role of each of those vehicles are and exactly the function of the ultimate abilities. One of the cars does a jump and you twist in the air and it auto drives for you. And yeah, I'm unsure how to feel about that exactly as well. If you guys have been watching this channel for a while, you know that I am not a big fan of hero shooters, especially ones where an ability charges up, you click a button, and then other people get punished for it, because I feel like it doesn't take a lot of skill to click a button and then things just sort of happen for you. and that certainly seems to be the case in Ace Racer. Now, again, because I don't have that much experience, I'm unsure of exactly how OP these abilities are or how they really impact the flow of the game. The races have only been around a minute or so, so I don't really know in the grand scheme of things how much these will affect multiplayer races. So yeah, this definitely feels like more of a casual game though. If you're expecting to get into esports tournaments in Ace Racer, well, I can't exactly see that happening anytime soon. But I think this is going to be a nice refresher, especially if all we've been doing is playing Asphalt 9 recently. This is definitely something different and something that I'm really intrigued to learn more about and play more and experience more, because at least it's something new, especially in the modern mobile game racing scene. There hasn't been a lot of new things recently, so I'm excited about Ace Racer. So far, you know, I'm enjoying it. I think the sense of speed is pretty good, and really that's all I could really want from a racing game at this point, is just a good sense of speed and a good feel. And as I'm getting used to the controls, I feel like it's pretty doable. I wish they could add accelerometer controls so I didn't have to use touch controls, but other than that, I'm pretty happy with how the game controls. So anyway guys, that is your first look at Ace Racer. Like I said, it should be launched globally. The servers were down earlier today, but now they are up. So hopefully in your region they are up. And yeah, let me know your thoughts about Ace Racer in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys later.